hope you've enjoyed my history lectures today. Like and subscribe for more. Hello and welcome back to Horsecraft. We are here today with our 2 new horses, and I'm going to start taking care of them, and I'm going to probably actually today make a path around my space so that I can provide them, like a fun path to go around. I also think I'm going to work on my graveyard because I've died a lot of times. So let's start on chores. Alright. We also have a cat to tame. How much water do you have left? Okay, you have enough water left. How about you? You're good? You have food? Nothing to clean up around here. Scooch! Calder! Scooch a booty! I need access. I haven't figured out how to get rid of the urine, so I've just been breaking the block, putting it back down. Oh, I made armored blankets for them. This is the rainbow armored blanket. That's the light blue armored blanket. I thought just since they're going to be out here, they should have their blankets on them. Isn't that right? Now we gotta give you brush. Yeah, okay. Do I have any sugar cubes left? I do. I do have sugar cubes. Oh, sorry, bud. And then let's go to Imogen. And give her a brush. Okay, so actually, I realize there's a lot of infrastructure we don't have. We don't have a training pen, we don't have a trail to go. So we're going to have a lot of work to do today. I was so excited about getting the horses, I just didn't really think about it. So I think we're going to put our training area over here on the other side of the hill. I think we have from spending so much time on cleaning up the area around here for the bridge and such. I have a lot of room, so. And I'm going to keep paths 3 wide for these guys, because, they're big horses. Alright. Do I have more? I have a backpack on, thank you. Okay. Do have more iron. Oopsies. Do have more iron shovels. I'm gonna put this back though. I really need to do a reorganization again. Alright. I think I'm gonna have this go like pretty close to the shore, if not to the shore. Because I'd like to have an opportunity. Okay, we're just double checking. I would like to have an opportunity to have it go really, fun along the beach. Maybe I'll even build this beach out a little bit so that we have a little bit of our path going down the beach. I think that works. And then if we're going to do a training pen, well, let's think about this. It seems kind of impractical to do a training pen across the bridge. And I have my fields over here, but I do have this field over here in which I could put a training pen. And it would require a little bit of landscaping and a little bit of clearing, but it might be a good place to do it because it's so close to the barn. I could set up like a really easy path for the horses to get from here to down here. I could even set it up like along with the curve of the hill and sort of just adjust the curve of the hill a little bit. Maybe put up like a berm which is like a wall to prevent erosion of this part of the hill. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do that, because then I can have... Then I can have like a nice space right nearby to do training with the horses. Yeah, and then I'll pull this one down, and then we can use that for the berm. Then I'll make it curve slightly. Make this a little bit steeper of a hill. I've been thinking about this series a lot, and I've been thinking about how I can, like, make this more fun for me, and especially with, like, I've been in a high-stress environment. I'm dealing with a grandfather in hospice, and a bunch of health problems have been cropping up for me lately. And I was thinking about, like, there's two things I really need to focus on when it comes to this game. I want this to be fun, and I want to be able to post without feeling super stressed about it. So I was thinking about how I can do that, and I was really thinking, like, you know what, I really want to focus on just enjoying myself in Minecraft and enjoying the editing process and the posting process. I don't really want to push myself too hard anymore, so I think I'm going to I'll still try to post regularly, but I think I'm going to try to reduce the stress of the whole situation for me by, you know, reducing the amount of editing I do and increasing the amount of time I spend playing the game, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna have to make... Let's see if I have any chests in my inventory. I'm gonna have to make one. Do I even have enough wood to make one? I don't think I have enough wood to make one. Okay, well, we're just gonna use these chests over here for a minute. Hey! Bia? Cut it out. Stop reaching. Our cat is like a whole... We have really big windows in our bedroom. The cat is like a whole... Bia, no. Jacob? Can you take the cat? He's being a little shit and reaching up on the windows to chase the birds.
Little dummy. Nope.
She can be out there with you for a bit. Our huge cat keeps pawing at our window trying to chase the birds that nest above. And he is just... Let's just say what this cat lacks in brain cells, he makes up for in size because he's giant. He's like probably like almost a yard when he's... Oh, I left the bin on top open. That's a nice problem. Yeah, what he makes up for in brains, it's size. He's a big boy for how stupid he is. I can actually use... Let me actually use the dirt. And then I can... Should I bring it down a level? Or should I... Do you know what? I'm going to bring it down a level instead of increasing. I'm going to bring it down a level, I think. Because I think that's just going to look better. Actually, I should... Speaking of bring it down a level, or up a level. make this more level. Even though it doesn't really matter, it matters to me, so there we go. Perfect. This thing also needs a path to it, so. I think that looks fine. There we go. So I'm going to bring it down one more level, and that's going to make it like on par with a bunch of these trees. This biome reminds me of like that fall scene with Spirit, where he is getting, he's getting to be friends with Rain and, cannot remember his human friend's name, but, gosh, that movie is good. It's one of the few movies where a native population actually voice acted the native characters. So, like, all of the native characters were voiced by native people, which was really impressive for the time. Because back then, like, native representation wasn't really common. Native American representation. And so having this big movie that had voice actors playing these native characters, I was like heckin' impressed when I found all that out. Because like around that time, like, you know, like what movie came out around that time? Right, the movie, oh my gosh, I cannot remember its name, but it's the one about Moses, and the story of Passover and all that jazz. But that movie came out and everybody was like, oh, there's so many people of color, it's great. Everybody was voiced by a white person, and that was disappointing because, you know, these people were Egyptian or ancient Jewish, so they probably would be more Middle Eastern. And it was disappointing because, like, you wanted more. Though I will say one of the funniest stories about that whole thing is, like, you look at the art depicting, like, the Pharaoh from that story that is in the Tanakh and the Christian Bible, and it is the funniest thing. In the Middle Ages, they just painted him like a European king, and I'm just sitting there giggling, because, like, of course they would paint him like a European king. They were Europeans. They didn't have a good example of what they were supposed to depict for Egyptians. They probably didn't even know what an Egyptian looked like. So it's very funny to me that, like, you see all these old paintings of the Pharaoh, and it's just a random European dude dressed like a European king, and I'm like, yeah, that's valid. That's how I would draw him if I didn't know anything. But because we know ancient Egypt had such a distinct culture, and, like, we know from their beautiful carvings and illustrations that they were very particular about how things were presented. Like, it's just quite interesting to me how, like, different cultures interpret different histories. And that's your review biblical history rant? Which is weird because I'm not even, like, religious. I'm pagan, so, like, I don't really... I was raised Jewish, so I know all of this. But I mostly think, like, biblical studies are interesting from, like, a standpoint of, hey, look at this ancient book that a lot of people believe in. Let's study what the actual history that we can document is, and compare and contrast to the known histories we have from archaeological evidence. Like, we know that there was a Jewish population in Babylon, and there was a large movement of that population from Babylon at a certain point. We don't know why. And based off of the story, the suspicion is that the enslavement of the Jewish people was actually done in Babylon, not Egypt. But at some point during the translations, it got switched. And so now we have no evidence of Jewish people even existing in Egypt or being enslaved in Egypt, but we do have evidence of Jewish people existing and possibly being the lower class or enslaved in ancient Babylon, I think. Ancient Babylon or ancient Mesopotamia. I can't remember which. But, you know, Judaism is such an old culture. Like, it's hard to explain to people because I think Buddhism and Buddhism is rather new. But Judaism is what is the era that there's another religion that has a very old culture surrounding it from India. I'm blanking on the name. I'm so sorry if you're part of that culture. But it's really interesting, like, these ancient cultures have such varied histories, and you can see these twists and turns where, like, one thing got mistranslated and now we believe something completely different than what was originally intended or originally written. Sorry, I'm a huge history nerd, so, like, I am definitely geeking out right now. I hope you've enjoyed my history lectures today. Like and subscribe for more. No, please don't like and subscribe for history lectures. Please don't like and subscribe for history lectures. I'm not actually a historian. I'm just a passionate fan of history and stuff. So what I'm making right now is I'm working on a round pen, I think is what it would be called. These types of pens are used for groundwork usually, and basic training stuff. You'll often see, if you ever watch like Mustang makeover videos, which is a wonderful program. Please check it out. We need more Mustangs adopted. If you're interested in training a horse, please look into the BLM's Mustang management program. It's improved greatly in the past few years. I used to hate the Bureau of Land Management when I was younger because they still had a lot of problems, but in the past administration, they're doing way better on actual environmental protections and preserving the rich history of America's horses and mules and burros. There's actually been some really interesting research lately suggesting that though we believe American wild horses to be feral, there's a chance that a portion of them are actually from an endemic breed. I believe endemic is the right word. A native breed that survived through the Ice Age and all that jazz, because the theory that was put forward that, like, oh, native people didn't have horses at all anymore because of like, they hunted them all down when it comes to North America, was put forward with very little evidence by, like, 3 Eurocentric white guys. And we're learning more lately that there's a pretty good chance that we actually have some breeds that weren't like that. And we also, like, same thing with dogs. Like, there were a bunch of native dog breeds that were killed out during European invasion because of, like, European dog diseases were brought in, and all these things were brought in that changed the way that the, like, bio map of the United States was, right? So all of these native breeds had no protection from it, so certain things like woolly dogs, which were apparently rather common pre-colonialism, we lost all those breeds because of, like, even in some places, like, even if horse populations are all rooted in Spanish like the Spanish bringing them over in the 1500s. We know for a fact that the U.S. would target native groups, horses and dogs, and anything that could be a threat to U.S. military supremacy at the time. So we have a good amount of knowledge that this was a thing. So we have now an opportunity to study them through, skins and checking extant breeds that survived the cullings, just like how the U.S. government culled buffalo to make sure that nobody had food in the Midwest. It was wild. But as a big fan of biology and genetics, boy, oh, was that upsetting to find out. But we have some evidence that there might be some northern Canadian horse populations that have native bloodline to North America mixed in. We're just not sure about it because there hasn't been enough research funded for it. But it's really interesting. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of genetics, and I like interesting genetic histories. Like, genetic history is so interesting because it's all statistics, and it's like at least 30% guessing. So, all right, we've cleared out the space. Let's get this round pen in. And I think I'm going to design the round pen a little bit differently than these guys. These guys are just sort of simple, but I think I'm gonna add, do I still have those, or did I burn them like an idiot? Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna check a box over here, but if not, I have some tree clearing to do because I have to build up the round pen. Okay, not in here. Not in here. Here we are. Perfect. So this will work great. I just need to replace some items in my inventory. Oh, my inventory is an absolute train wreck. I'm going to just drop these guys in here. Alright. So I think the idea for this is going to be to do something very similar to this, but raise it up one and use stripped dark oak logs. Because I think that's closer to the same color as spruce. So I'm going to not put the front there, but I'm going to, here we go. I think this should be fine. One, two. Okay. So I think this is like the right size because it's going to be, this is like a quarter of it. So it's going to go around. It's going to require a lot of dark oak logs. Let's first check our log storage to see if there's any there. Do not give me eggs, do not give me eggs, do not give me eggs. I'm just here for the log storage. Okay. Now that we have hellbark, I've made a hellbark. That's pretty. I don't think it matches. Yeah, it doesn't match in color, but it's pretty. Dark oak. You. Spruce. Dark oak. Okay, I have plenty. So I'm going to take these guys, and then I'm going to build the thing. I'm going to build it without safety measures first. And then I'm going to do it proper like after, so I can figure out how I want to impart the parts where it's connected. This is gonna sound like nonsense, but I promise you, I have a point. And then we're gonna get some fish. Because I want that kitty. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2. Oh, the lag. Sometimes the lag gets me. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. What did I do wrong? Something's wrong. Oh, that's what I did wrong. There we go. 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1. That's correct, right? Two, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Let's go up the tower and check. I love this tower. I'm very proud of it, even though it took, like, I was literally losing my mind. I spent like 4 or 5 hours on this. And I did it off camera because it is sometimes very boring watching me make stuff because I just mumble to myself and watch Hermitcraft Let's Plays. Okay. Oh, that looks great. I know how to make a circle in Minecraft. Look at that circle. That's a good circle. I did a good job. So I think I'm going to put a recess right there. I'm going to take that one out, and then I can do the gate there. And then we need to fill it. I think I'm going to fill it with sand. I think the sand ones, to me personally, look better. Okay. Now, here's the complicated part. All right, let's... Every corner must be extended by 1. Are you heckin' kidding me? There we go. Gimme. Give me! Thank you. And I'm extending it outwards on the outside because the inside is just wide enough. I don't want to reduce the amount of space I have inside the pen. I'll live with a little less space outside of the pen. Boom. Perfection. Good thing I have more. Probably not enough. I'll probably have to grab more. Actually, it's perfect. Awesome. Where's my bedroll? Where's my bedroll? What in the heckity heck? My bedroll has disappeared. I'll just make a new one. Bedroll. Alright. I'm gonna look up gate. Oh, I don't mean to click that. I meant to click this. Let's do a black one. So, wood, black dye, iron ingots. Do I have black dye on me? I do not. I'm gonna do a little inventory sorting because this is starting to drive me crazy. Oh, I need fish too. And I need squid ink, so let's get all that together